It's not. Huh? That was weird. Okay. Sorry, I like pressed my button on my stream deck and I got like an instant Windows noise. Instant Windows noise. It's not 42067. You're abusing your moderator privileges. It's not 42067. Just isn't. It isn't. Hold on, I'm gonna turn on other music. Other than ukulele plink plonk. Hmm. Probably could stand to be a little louder. Hold on. I'm worried that the volume is gonna like super pick up and then I'm gonna go ooh ooh ooh. There we go. That's probably a bit better. That's better. Much better. Nice and gooder. Hold on, hold on. Oh, wait, what was this? Oh, wait, this is from last week. This is from last week. There we go. Hello, hello. If you hear strange noises or if I look like I'm looking down at something, I am knitting. I'm currently knitting. You can't see it, but I am knitting. I had something I wanted to finish before I leave for offkai, so I am like working up till the last minute. Because I don't know, I don't think, I might be wrong, but can you take knitting needles on an airplane? I remember hearing once that like you actually, like you can't, because like, especially if they're made of metal, they could be considered a weapon, and like some security or airlines or something might take them away. Because, like, I mean, I'd like to think that they would be like, well, yeah, you're knitting. Those are knitting needles for knitting. They're not incredibly sharp, to be honest. They're not particularly sharp. Probably screwdrivers are fine. Yeah, again, like, if you have two of them, like, knitting needles aren't that sharp. I feel like you'd have to be trying, like, really, really, really hard to actually hurt somebody with a knitting needle. Like, could you hurt somebody with a knitting needle? I mean, probably, but, like, the tip is incredibly blunt because it doesn't need to be incredibly sharp. If anything, actually, a very sharp knitting needle would be more of a detriment than a benefit, I think. Because you would keep, like, accidentally, like, stabbing through your yarn if your needle's too sharp. So, like, it just would not... It would not actually make your life much easier. It would not be that much more helpful. But yes, good evening to Jake, and good evening to Panis, and good evening to Hickory, and good evening to a light snack, and good evening to Uphill, and good evening to... That's everyone who said hi so far. And also to Hickory again on YouTube. There may be more people here, but they have not shown themselves. Yeah, they're specifically allowed, but you might run into a TSA person who hates you. See, that's the problem. It's like, I might look something up and be like, hey, this is, it says online, on the internet, from multiple sources, that this is allowed. But, like, you can't really just, like, be at the airport and, like, wave your phone in front of them. It's like, I googled it, I googled it, I googled it. I don't know, I haven't had a lot of issues with security before, but also, like, most of the stuff that I bring on planes is pretty straightforward, right? Like, every security guard knows what a laptop is. Every security guard knows what a Nintendo Switch is. Every security guard has seen a smartphone before. Like, I'm not really reinventing the wheel when it comes to, like, what I'm bringing on a plane. And, like, I don't know, I guess I don't have a lot of stuff that's, like, weapons themed. Like, I know once, I know somebody who had, like a bullet keychain. Like, it wasn't a real bullet, but it was, like, shaped like a bullet, but that got confiscated in security because I guess it's, like, sort of resembles something that could come out of a real weapon. So I guess it's like, okay, well... I had someone who was very confused over my Steam Deck once. I mean, what did they think it was? I mean, because even if you don't know what a Steam Deck is, at least you're like, okay, this is probably a video game console, right? I'd like to think. Like... I don't know. I'm trying to think of like if anything I would bring on would like confuse somebody of like I just can't think of anything. Maybe some kind of makeup product, but like usually those get thrown into the liquids bag. Actually, okay, that's my other complaint. I remember I had this issue when I went to New York actually to see Beba. Is you know how they're like, okay, you get like 1 liter of liquids that you can bring on the plane. And you have to put all your liquids in the liquids bag and they all have to fit. And I'm like, okay, but all my liquids, all the liquids I had on me, they were all makeup, right? And like if you are familiar with makeup, which I imagine many of you might not be, but like if you're familiar with makeup, you'll know that most makeup is like think of like, you know, a tube of lip gloss, right? How much liquid is actually in there? Very little. Like, a tube of lip gloss is more plastic than it is liquid, right? So it's like a small amount of liquid in some very chunky packaging, which made it very, very inconvenient to actually try and put it in the, the liquids bag, because it's just like, it's... There's so much space wasted just by, like, packaging. And, like, the packaging is important, but, like, in this specific instance, it's rather inconvenient. Probably could have just left it out of the bag. I asked, though, and they said I had to put it in. I think it's because I had some stuff, because, like, some makeup, you can argue, like, you know, like, something like, I don't know, concealer, right? Where it's, like, a very thick cream. It's really more of a paste, right? You could probably argue, like, that's not a liquid, right? Like, but when you have something that's, like lip gloss, or, like, I had this really liquidy lip tint, that's pretty clearly a liquid, right? There's no trying to reason your way out of that. It's gotta go in there. Lip gloss is so gel-like it wouldn't have counted? I don't know! I asked and they said put everything! Maybe it's like another thing that where it like varies by airport, and then then all the security guards are like, haha, look at this loser who doesn't know what things to put in a thing. In a bag, in a tray. At least this time, okay, at least this time when I'm flying out this time, you know what? This time around, it's summer, which means I don't need to bring my coat, which means I can feel a little less ashamed about the amount of trays I'm using at the airport. I don't know, I think I had this complaint back in January too. Does anybody else like feel like a mild amount of shame when you like go through the airport line, you go through airport security, and you have like one tray, like you have a tray, and then you need a second tray, and then you need a third tray? Because like, I feel like when I went, I've never experienced this problem. Because yeah, like the last time I went, it was January, right? So what did I have with me? I had my shoes, I had my backpack with all my like electronics inside, and then I had my coat and like, you know, scarf and hat and the like, because it was winter, right? So at least at Canadian airports, I don't know if it's like if you're flying into the States, they ask you to take all your electronic devices out of your bag. So like what would end up happening typically is that I would need one tray for like my shoes and some of my electronic devices. And then I would need a second tray for the rest of my backpack. And then I would need a third tray for my coat and other related things. And I'm like, I feel like look at this. Look at this greedy EGGY. The epitome of greed needs 3 trays just to get all her worldly possessions through. Quite shameful, to be honest. At least this time I might be able to get it in 2. I might be able to get it in 2. Because if I just have my shoes and then I have my backpack, I might be able to get it in 2 because I don't have a jacket. I don't have a coat. Yeah. I put everything possible in my bag while waiting in line. Yeah, but then they tell you to take all of it out. They tell you to take all of it out. Yes, good evening, Remy and Nachon Stemos. Yeah, I guess it's been a while, because, like, the last few times, because I didn't fly anywhere last summer. Like, I flew this past winter, and then I flew last winter, like, winter 2025. But I didn't fly anywhere last summer, so it's been a while since I've, like, flown somewhere at a time when there was not, like, snow on the ground. That's also going to be like a thing for packing, because one of the things I realized, so when I was buying my plane tickets, out of habit, I bought, like, I paid for a plane ticket that had checked baggage, and then I realized that this is only like a 3-day trip, and it's in the summer, and I really didn't need to pay for baggage. I really could fit a week, like, you know, 3 days worth of clothes in a smaller suitcase. But out of habit, I'm like, okay, well, I've already paid for this out of habit, so I guess I'm just going to, I don't know how I'm gonna maximize this. Like, do I become, like, Victorian noblewoman and have, like, 3 outfits per day? Where I have, like, my morning wear, and my afternoon wear, and my evening wear, like... Yeah. They only require large electronics to be taken out? Why'd they ask for my phone to be separate, then? Yeah, 6 hours a day getting dressed? No, it wouldn't take that long. I was trying to plan my outfits today. I was, like, sitting there at lunch with, like, my notes app open. I'm like, okay, what outfits could I wear? And, like, how could I coordinate this so that I can, like, you know, like, if I have, like, 2 outfits that use, like, the same dress, but different accessories, right? Like, okay, I can maybe go up to the room at some point and just, like, change accessories. Or, like, okay, I have 2 outfits that have, like, the same socks and shoes. So I'd be able to, like, you know, I was just like, okay, how do I coordinate this? How do I coordinate this? In a way that makes sense. Sorry, I'm detangling my yarn. I'm foolish, and I leave my yarn balls just lying around. And you know how, like, when you put something, like, have you ever, like, put headphones, like those wired headphones in your pocket, and then it, like, tangles? It's the same thing that happens. If you leave a ball of yarn just willy-nilly, the same thing will happen. It's going to develop knots that you didn't know were possible. And you have to untangle them while they're still connected to the thing you're knitting. Yes, and good evening, Jake. Hello. Sorry, you can't see it. I'm knitting off screen. I'm knitting off screen. You don't get to see what I'm knitting. I'll post it eventually. When it's done, which it isn't. I need it done before I leave. I basically only have tomorrow. I have tonight and tomorrow. I'm starting Zhong earlier so I can see if I can end it earlier so I can have a bit more time. Because, like, I haven't started packing yet. Like, I guess I've mentally started packing, right? I've mentally started packing. Like, today I was, like, you know, sitting at lunch, and I was, like I said, I had my notes app thing open, and I was like, okay, these are all the things I will need to pack. But, like, have I actually pulled out the suitcase? No. Have I actually put anything inside the suitcase? Have I started putting clothes aside? Not really, no. Actually, okay, I have a bunch of stuff in the washing machine. I think I have a bunch of stuff in the washing machine. Oh yeah, I do have laundry going. I guess I'm sort of preparing. But yeah, basically I have tonight, and then I have tomorrow, and then Wednesday. Okay, Wednesday, I don't know if this plan is gonna work, but, like, so my flight leaves, like, really early in the morning on Thursday. Like, you know, it's like, you know, you have to be at the airport at, like, 3 a.m. kind of early. So I'm like, okay, my plan for Wednesday and Thursday, my plan is go to work on Wednesday as normal, get home from work as normal, shower and go to bed, like, immediately, then set an alarm for, like, 1 in the morning, wake up at, like, 1 in the morning, get ready, you know, get ready for, like, 2 in the morning, call an Uber at, like, 2 in the morning, get to the airport at, like, 3 so I can be there on time. Why is there clicky noises in this Balatro music? What was that? Huh, okay. Is your body gonna let you sleep at 6 p.m.? I don't know. I think it depends how tired I am after work, maybe. There's definitely been days where I've come back from work and fallen asleep. So, like, it's not out of the question. It's not out of the question. Yeah. Keep a giant checklist for when I have to travel, but I'm a guy and it's for work, so clothes are easy. I guess, well, the thing is that also, too, like, if it's for work, your wardrobe is probably more limited, right? And you're probably wearing the same things that you would wear normally. Maybe just, like, you know, maybe you might have, like, a suit or something on top of that, but, like, you know, I feel like when I go to conventions, I always want to wear something special, right? Because it's a convention. You know? It's not every day you get to wear cool outfits for a whole weekend. So that's why I'm just like, okay, I need to... I have to plan these out. I have to plan these out. Also with conventions too, it's like, no, I need to look cool. I need to look cool because, for some people, this might be the only time they ever see me in person. Possibly in their entire lifetime. So I need to make it count. I need to make it count. Wearing all my VTuber t-shirts to conventions. Just packing all of them. I mean, I don't know. I've seen some people who are like doing like... I've seen people at conventions who are just doing like Oshikatsu outfit head to toe. Or as much as they can. Maybe if... I don't think a lot of VTubers make like pants. But, you know, you'll have somebody who will be in like t-shirt of their Oshi, jacket of their Oshi, hat of their Oshi, eat a bag. I guess I have regular pants and regular shoes since I feel like pants and shoes usually, but they might have like socks or something. And even then, usually the rest of their outfit will be like color coordinated with whatever colors their Oshi wears. Need the head to toe EGGY Oshikatsu. Well, like, I don't know. I feel like if you wear like... Oh god, I dropped my knitting needle. Hold on. Maybe if you wear, like, yellow shirt, white pants. Or maybe, like, white shirt, yellow pants. And then, like, accents of green. Like, some kind of, like, green accessories. I feel like that can count. That gets the point across, I think. It was such a clear sound, I thought it was a sound alert. Okay, these knitting needles, these are, like, metal knitting needles. I don't know if you can hear this. But, like... This is what it sounds like when you tap them against each other. Like, these things, like, you drop one on the ground, because I think these are, like, they're not hollow, they're not, like, completely hollow, but, like, whenever I drop one on the ground, it feels like just, like, a slightly lesser version of that, like, you know, like, steel, you know, like, the metal bar falling sound effect? It's like that. It's like that. I immediately knew what that was because I have dropped many knitting needles. Really, I should have done this with, like, I wish I had bought, like, a plastic version or, like, a wooden version of these. Because I bought these because, I needed a certain size of needle for this project. And I looked through my grandmother's, like, she has, like, a giant thing of knitting needles of all different sizes, and she had one. It was like one knitting needle. It wasn't a pair, so I had to like actually go out and buy a real pair. I should have looked for ones that were made out of like wood or plastic or something. Although I feel like the plastic ones in my experience are kind of prone to like bending, more so than the metal ones. But then again, I don't know, I feel like I don't have a lot of options because I don't really have like a craft store within a... I mean, I'm sure there's one close by, but like there's not one that's like convenient to get to, you know? Like I feel like if I wanted to buy like craft supplies, even going to somewhere like Michael's, I feel like would be like kind of out of the way, you know? Yeah, lead pipe OGG. Yeah. I used to use the little like plastic ones with the guide string on the back for longer stuff like scarves. I've never seen ones with like a guide string. Is it like can you send a picture? I'm not sure I know what you're talking about. It's like tied to the back. Is it like a training wheels kind of thing for knitting, or? I'm sure maybe once I see a picture, I'll be like, oh, yeah, that thing. But it is not ringing a bell. Well, you said okay for Dum Dum's Yes Amateur Hour. Look, okay, I wasn't trying to insult your knitting abilities because you literally said, and I quote from your previous chat message, I used to use the little, like, plastic ones. You used to. As in implying that you no longer use them. In the same way that I used to use training wheels when I rode a bicycle, and I no longer use training wheels as I am an adult. Who knows how to ride a bicycle? I meant to used to as in I haven't knit in a while. Ah, okay, okay. Yeah, it's like I used to. I don't know, I guess for knitting, it's like it comes and goes for me. Like I'll have one project that I want to do, and then I'll do it, I'll finish it, and then I won't knit for a while. And then I'll get another idea, and I'll do it, and then I just won't do anything for a while. Sorry, you're getting brief, like, stitch counting ASMR. This is honestly why I stopped doing knitting streams for a while, is because I need to find projects that, like, are still fun to do on stream. Like, they're short enough that it doesn't feel like it takes, like, 9,000 years to finish it. But on the other hand, it's, like, I feel like a lot of smaller projects are very, like, it's very, like, stitch counting ASMR, you know? 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, I feel like the best projects for me are, like, the ones that are, like, a 50-50 between, like, lock in, get the stitch count right rows, and, like, wee yippee, just all knit, all purl, all knit, all purl. No brain power required kind of rows, you know? It needs to be, like, a good 50-50. Yeah. I guess you could try that thing they do on cooking shows where some steps are completed before it. Yeah, but that's not really how, like, knitting works. Because, like, you kind of have to do the rows in order, right? Like, I imagine maybe for certain things you could prepare. It's not like sewing, where you can, like, I've considered doing sewing streams where I just, like, cut out all the stuff beforehand and then, like, sew it together on stream. But knitting doesn't really work like that because, unfortunately, you do have to do the rows in order. And, like, again, like I said, most things are, like, kind of alternate between back and forth between, like, lock in, lock in, lock in, and yippee, yeah, woohoo. One row of all the same thing, you know? Yeah. I know, I don't knit, so I don't know. I was just guessing you could attach, like, 4 of the 5 flowers. Yeah, again, unfortunately, like, you can do that for sewing to a certain extent, but for knitting not so much. Because half the time, if you try to do stuff out of order with knitting, you are essentially trying to, like, attach pieces to other... Like, you're trying to attach things to other things that don't exist yet, right? It's like trying to ice a cake, but before you bake the cake, you know? Like... The thing's gotta exist first. Where was it? Okay. Yeah. I remember locking in once, like, straight up Avatar state, and I knocked out, like, a 20-foot scarf. Oh, just, like, all in one evening. Well, like, scarves are fun, right? Scarves are fun because scarves are very simple, right? Like, a scarf is just a very big rectangle. It's just a very, very long rectangle. So, like, with scarves, you can really just, like, you can just start, and then just keep going, and just not stop until you're like, yeah, that seems long enough. Right? Because, like, unless you're doing, like, one, I guess, with, like, I don't know, do people do cable knit scarves? Is that a thing? Like, yeah, I guess there are ways to make it more complicated if you wanted to. But for the most part, you're really just going like, wee. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, just chatting with my mom, knitting a scarf like some Victorian housewife trading gossip. See, I don't know. I've never been to, like, social knitting events. I feel like knitting for me is always something I keep doing by myself. Well, actually, no. When I was in, I think when I was in spa school, my school had, like, a knitting club. But I think it kind of died off after, like, the first semester I was there, just because, like, the person running it just, I guess, didn't have time to run it anymore. But I was a part of that. But I can't say I made anything, because I mostly just went in and didn't really know what I was doing. Like, I knew how to knit, I just, like, didn't have any specific project in mind. One thing I like, you know what more conventions should have? Because MagFest has this. MagFest has, just like a knitting room. Or like a non-knitting room. Knitting is just one part of it. MagFest just has like a crafts room. Like an arts and crafts room. I think more conventions, not to sound like a 5-year-old, but I think more conventions should have arts and crafts. Like, MagFest has a room every year that's just like a bunch of like, where was that? It's on the first floor. It's like, I guess, okay, you know where like the fountain in the middle of the Gaylord is? I guess it's like there, like if you're coming in from the entrance, like if you're coming in from the top and you take the escalators down, I guess it's like on the right side of the fountain. Like it's like one of those rooms along the side. I think another one of them was like they serve drinks there. Yeah, okay, yeah. One of those rooms is like a craft room, and they have like a few different things, and one of them is like stuff for knitting and crochet. I know they have other stuff in there as well, like I think they have like some other art supplies, but yeah. Last con I went to had coloring hour in the family zone most of the time. Yeah, but that's different, that's a family zone. But yeah, MagFest has arts and crafts. Well, I'm just gonna count my stitches to make sure I did that right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 25, 26, 27, 28. Beautiful, lovely. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop here because I know what to do next. I'll do it after stream. We need to zhong. It's zhonging hours. Sides, so I don't drop them on the floor again. Okay. You want productive arts and crafts? Not productive, but like, I don't know. Because the thing is that the arts and crafts room at MagFest, like, it didn't feel, like, it felt like a room with arts and crafts, but it didn't feel like this is a place where parents take their kids because they wanted, like, a quiet moment, you know? It didn't have that vibe to it at all. Yeah. Yeah, it also has mask painting. Oh, you know, I think my local con could fit a 2-hour knitting session. Yeah. I mean, I did go to a Lolita fashion event once that had, like, an arts and crafts area, but in all fairness, the event was partially sponsored by a store that sells sewing supplies, so, I mean, I guess that kind of fit. Hold on, I'm gonna fix my face and then we'll jump to Jean. Here we go. But yes. Do I need to, maybe I need to start doing this. I need to start writing arts and crafts in. Cozy mode? Okay. You know, I need to start writing in arts and crafts. Just in, like, you know when you fill in, like when conventions will have like the surveys after where it's like, how do we do? Okay, 17313. Okay. Yeah, I just need to start writing in arts and crafts whenever they ask for feedback. Streamer 4267 doesn't work. It's not 4267. Stop trying. Come back to reality. Sorry, what was the number again? It's not 4267. It's 17313. There we go. There we go. Yeah. Going to offkai, like, where's the arts and crafts? Where are the arts and crafts? I don't know. I'm sure like a convention like that, you could probably just like theme your arts and crafts after like make it like an oshikatsu thing, you know? Like, I don't know, maybe you have like, in addition to like all the other like arts and craft supplies or you have around, you'll just have like a bunch of like, I don't know, like pictures of popular characters or VTubers or something. And then, yeah. Where's the nice eggy mean green? Knitting with Eggy. Well, that isn't a setup. Okay, well, like, okay, let me see. I'm trying to think now. Now you got me thinking. I'm like, could I, is it possible to run like a knitting meet and greet? I don't know how that would work. I don't know how that would work. Just like knitting panel. I don't know if it would even be a panel. Like, I'm just imagining it's like a knitting, like, you know, like a knit and gossip session. Except that like everyone there is knitting and I am like I am a computer, I'm an iPad on a cart. A panel's everything, just how everything is a workshop in Germany, even if it's more of a presentation. I don't know, maybe, is that a North American thing? Because, like, I feel like even, at least at Canadian conventions, usually they... Well, actually, no, I think Canadian conventions, they separate between workshop and panel based on, I feel like it's based on, like, if you need materials. So, like, a workshop might be, like, you know, introduction to wig styling, in which case, like, during the workshop, you are styling a wig. Then, like, they need materials for that, right? Like, either you need everybody to bring a wig, or you need to, you know, have a budget for you to buy a wig for people to, you know, play around with, right? So, that would be a workshop. Whereas, like, intro to wig styling, and there's no wigs involved, you're just, like, explaining it to a room of people how to do it. I feel like that would be a panel, right? That wouldn't be a workshop. Or I guess maybe stuff that needs a lot of space, because I feel like I've seen, like, martial arts workshop and stuff at, like, anime conventions here. And those were counted as workshops, I feel. But then again, maybe it also just depends on, like, how you pitch it, because I've also been to WOTAGE panels that were really more like workshops, and they did not have enough space. They did not have enough space. I think it's funny because, like, I feel like every time I've been to, like, any kind of, like, WOTAGE panel at any convention, nobody has a big enough room. Nobody has a big enough room for the WOTAGE panel. It just doesn't exist. Yeah. That sounds like some dystopian hellscape. I'm knitting in a circle with 10 strangers while a TV monitor tells me propaganda, gossip, and judges my knitting for the state. Knitting propaganda. I don't know. What propaganda am I espousing here? What propaganda am I espousing? Yeah, Oshi Uplink did the WOTAGE panel out in the hall. Yeah, I think I was there. I was there because originally they were in a room, and then they were like, hey, so we don't have enough space in here, so I guess if, like, I was one of the people who volunteered to leave because, like, there was just, like, not enough room. I think, like, even at other conventions I've been to, like, I feel like I went to one at, I feel like, why do I say I feel like? I did go to one at, Annie Revo in Vancouver. And even they, like, they had a much, much, much bigger room than what Oshi Uplink was given. And even they did not have enough space. And, like, part of it, I think, was just because of the chairs. Because I think WOTAGE is, like, a thing that requires you to use the maximum amount of space per person, right? Because it's like, yeah, this is dance where you're swinging your arms around, like, with reckless abandon. And I guess in order to maximize the space in the room, ideally, you would want to, like, move all the chairs against the wall. But I guess that's a lot of setup and takedown for, like, one single panel, right? So I guess nobody ever has enough space to run a WOTAGE panel. Either that, or maybe the people who, like, do the room selections for conventions don't know what Wotage is, and they just like completely underestimate how much space this thing is gonna need. Because I could totally see that too. I could totally see that too. Just not enough space. Just not enough space. Oh, I need to pin the number on YouTube. I forgot to pin the code on YouTube as well. Ah, let me pin. Pin message. It's pinned. There we go. Yeah. Technically that's on the panel host. I guess, but like I think it's also I've been to conventions before. I feel like I don't know if it's I don't know if this is a universal thing, but I feel like panels being put in rooms of inappropriate shapes and sizes is just like a consistent issue here. At least I feel like at least for Canadian conventions, maybe it's gotten better. Cause like I feel like I've been to multiple panels before as well, where they like either like horrifically overestimated how many people were coming, or like horrifically underestimated it. Like, I've been to panels where, like, they were given a small room, and I was, like, sitting on the floor because they were just trying to get as many people in as possible because there was way more people than they thought were going to show up. But I've also been to panels where it's, like, they clearly gave this a big room because they thought it was going to be a big thing, and then, like, there's, like, 8 of us there. 67420, egg, hello? Hello, Punk Asian. Hello, Punk Asian. Yeah. There's no room big enough for MagFest E3. E3. Oh, was this a panel? Is this like a panel they run every year? Like, yeah. I would assume most conventions will make you explain your panel. I've seen a bit of the other side. I mean, yes, conventions do ask you to explain your panel when you apply. That doesn't mean they're going to understand it. Or that they're really going to understand, like, hey, this is how much space this thing takes up, you know? You gotta get in line like 3 hours before it starts to have any hope of getting in. Ah, right, yeah. Oh, yeah, okay, I know the one you're talking about, yeah. Because, like, I mean, I know that's the case with every convention. Like, it's impossible to get everybody in for every high-demand panel, but... Yeah, you literally can't write, we need at least 2 meters per person attending. I mean, yeah, but I guess, I don't know. I think it also depends, too, on, like... Because I feel like a lot of other rooms are also, like I said, they're picked based on like, predicted demand. So, like, yeah, your Wotage panel might need, like, X amount of space, but if there's, like, popular voice actor panel or something that's happening that they know is going to need a lot of people and a lot of space, it's like, yeah, your Wotage panel is probably not going to get the room that it probably needs. I require soundproofing and 2 smoke machines. Well, it's like, I don't know, I also know, like, there's conventions where you also have to, like, pitch things as either panels or performances. So, I know that's, like, another thing. Because, like, I guess because, like, the AV needs for each thing is different. But... yeah. Just co-opted to put on a magic show. I mean, a panel is a performance of sorts, right? You're still standing in front of an audience and yapping, right? They're not that different. I guess performance. I don't know how they decide performance versus panel though. I'm assuming performance is like if it requires like music and dancing, as opposed to like just like standing there with a mic and a slideshow. I guess maybe that's how they decide it. You know what? Something I've been feeling recently is like, do I ever say anything definitively on stream? Because I feel like I spend like 80% of my time on stream being like, I wonder how this works. I wonder. Maybe it works like this. Or maybe it works like that. And then somebody in chat would be like, I know how this works. It works like this. And I'll be like, interesting. But what about this? How does that work? I never say a single definitive thing on stream. Everything is just like, I wonder. Perhaps? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe? Pondering. Curiously. Yeah. Maybe? Yeah. Strong opinions on stream are cool and all, but you also blow up. Like, I can't have strong opinions. No one can ever accuse me of anything if I just go, I mean, I feel like maybe, I don't know if it's like a lack of confidence though. Because I feel like I definitely had this problem in school as well, like in university. Like, I remember getting, like, I guess it's one of those things where, like, I had so little confidence in my own points sometimes that, like, I definitely remember having an essay and getting, like, my grades back and, like, the feedback on it, and the teacher was like, why are you adding words like supposedly and reportedly and, like, allegedly and, like, why are you adding words like this to things that are A, confirmed facts, and B, support your point? Like, I don't know. I guess I'm just, like, so scared of saying anything definitively because, like, I'm like, then what if it's wrong? What if it's wrong and then I'm wrong? Two men in the lobby equals no one joins. Okay, you know what? I'll try to, let's see how we can fix this. Let's see, we can fix this. Here we go. We got a woman. There we go. We got a woman. There we go. Will this fix our problem? Will people join now? Source, if correct, yeah. America allegedly was founded in 1776. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just like, I have so many things where I'm just like, it's not just that these things are true. It's that they're true, and also they supported the point I was trying to make. So it's like, why are you, like, weakening your own point for no apparent reason, really? Like, I don't know. Just, like, lack of confidence in anything, including confirmed facts. Today's date is allegedly the 20th. Well, I don't know. It's supposedly the 20th, but you know, in some parts of the world, it's already the 21st. Who's to say? And then real journalism be like, reportedly, this happened according to anonymous sources close to the matter. Well, I think with journalism, it's a little different because if you're like following a story that like is changing as like, you know, a rapidly evolving story, right? If you're following that, then it's like, okay, you can't say anything too definitively because it was like a real possibility that like things could have changed by the time the story is published, I feel. Whereas like when you're writing academic essays, you're largely writing about things that have already happened, right? Even if maybe you're using it to speculate about things that will happen in the future, you're largely like drawing upon stuff that already exists, right? Sure, but some outlets also use that for things that happened months, years ago. I feel like, isn't there also like some kind of like legal thing, which is why they throw in stuff like reportedly and allegedly? So that like they don't get in legal trouble, or like it's like a defamation thing, isn't it? Like if somebody is like accused of murder, but like not convicted yet, they have to say like the accused murderer or like the alleged murderer or something. Like you can't say the murderer, even if it's likely they'll get a guilty verdict. There's something like that, right? But yeah, I'm like, I need to start saying things more definitively. I need to have stronger opinions. I have to have strong opinions. I have to double down on things. Despite the fact that... Okay, we got perfect gender equality here. Awesome. Okay. 2 men, 2 women. We're good. We got perfect equality right now. Nobody change your character. There we go. Hello, hello, Shy Turu, welcome. Need to level this man. I randomly pulled him. Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, that's not a character I've seen from you before, I don't think. But yeah, I think I need to work on having stronger opinions. At least something to work on, I guess, maybe after I get back from offkai. I say this like it's something like I need to like sit down and think about. Need to like take notes on my strong opinions. I don't know. I need to remember how to want things. Hopefully, that's... Do not have strong opinions to con security. Well, I never said where I would have to have the strong opinions. I'm not gonna have the strong opinions at offkai. I'll have the strong opinions after I get back from offkai, okay? I think wishy-washy opinions are good because they make your definitive things have more impact. I guess that's true. It's like, okay, if there's a bunch of things that I'm not 100% sure about, but there's like a few things that I am sure about, then I must be really sure about those things. I guess, yeah, I guess that's true. I guess it's like when you have like somebody who never gets angry and then like you see them get angry and you're like, oh, they must have been wronged in a very severe way. They must, because otherwise they wouldn't be angry, right? Eggy, what are you certain of? Give us 3 facts. Are you asking for 3 facts or 3 opinions here? Like, are we asking for 3 things that are like confirmed? Like, are we asking for like the sky is blue and the sun will rise tomorrow kind of thing? Or are we like asking for like 3 things that I believe very strongly are true? 3 strong opinions. Okay. I think we should invest in public transit. That's not a new opinion, but it's a strong opinion. I think... You want to spend billions on light rail crisscrossing Manitoba? Okay, actually, there was like a huge, like... I don't know why. I refuse to believe that there are people who care this... Not even people who care this much, but people who have, like, this strong of opinion about this. But, so I think they were planning light rail for Ontario, for, like, a portion of Ontario, right? Or it wasn't light rail. It was, like, high-speed rail. A train, right? Building a train. And I remember they were, like, picking stops, like, picking places to put the stops. And I think there was one that... They was like, okay, there's gonna be a station in Kingston. And for some reason, people were really up in arms about this. Because people are like, oh, if we put, like, Kingston, that's not even that big of a city. Like, soon every city's gonna want to have a train station. And it's gonna make the train slower because it's gonna be stopping more often. And it's like, guys, there's a university in Kingston. University students would take the train, probably, you know? That's what it's for. I don't know why people are so up in arms about this. It's not like a small university either. It's Queen's University is in Kingston. That's where that is. Yeah, that's like, I don't want uni kids on my train, they'll ruin it. How dare you? Okay, maybe that's another strong opinion, is that it's actually okay to be between the ages of 13 and 22. I've always found it very weird. I remember when I worked at the mall a few years ago, like, because when I was working, like, customer service, I remember there was one time there was, like, one lady who came up to our counter to complain. She's like, there's like a group of teenagers over there. And I was like waiting for the second part of the sentence, but then there wasn't one. Because I was like, oh, I thought there was gonna be like, oh, and they're making a lot of noise, or like they're blocking the walkway, or they're like causing a ruckus or committing some petty crime. No, there was no second half of the sentence. There was no second half of the sentence. It's just there's a big group of teenagers over there, and it's like I don't know what they're allowed to be here. We don't like. I know some malls have rules about like children over a certain children under a certain age must be accompanied by an adult, but like our mall didn't have those rules, and even if we did, I imagine that like most of the kids there would have been in that age range anyway to be allowed to be in the mall by themselves. I don't know. I guess that's something I've never understood of like old people being like, oh, there's teenagers, there's youths, the students are gonna ruin everything. Which like, yeah, of course, like teenagers and young people in general do have a tendency to cause trouble, but like that doesn't make them like inherently a destructive force to any space that they're in, and that's like, I don't know, very weird way to think. I don't know, I guess that's a strong opinion. I feel like my country has a good enough public transportation system, but our road system is absolutely horrible. Interesting. That's like a very rare problem to have. Opinion 2, teenagers are bad except when they are not. I don't know. Opinion 2, teenagers are bad except when they're not. I don't even think teenagers are bad. Like, I don't know. I have to actively... I guess maybe this will happen to me. I don't want to become the kind of old person who forgets what it's like to be young, I guess. Is that a strong opinion? I guess it's a strong opinion. That's more of a desire. Maybe a goal? I don't know if that's really opinion. But I don't want to become like the kind of old person who like has forgotten what it's like to be young, and then they're like, why do young people do this? And it's like, well, if you were young in this current era, you'd be doing the same thing, right? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everybody. It's a goal, I think? Okay, it's a goal. I think they're often loud, annoying, and inconvenience others as a performative show for friends or something, but that's my deal with teens near me. It's gonna be a difficult goal too, because they're getting worse. Oh boy, I have some news for you about the passage of time on your end. Okay. Because, like, I don't know. It's like everyone... For me, it's like, I don't know. If I was born in, like if I was born, like, 10 years after I was, right? Like, if I was, like, 10 years younger than I am right now, like, what would I be like? And it's hard to say, because, like, it's like, yeah, I am the way I am because I was born into certain circumstances and a certain point in history. And it's like, what would I be like if I was younger? I don't know. Probably not that different from the way that the rest of the young people are right now. Next town over, no issues. I don't know. Did your town just have, like, worse parents than the next one over? You would have been a Skibbity 6'7" alpha. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I am kind of 6'7". I am kind of 6'7". I am a little bit 6'7". Like, I don't know. I think the kids are onto something with that one. They're definitely onto something with that one. Like, I gotta say, I've embraced 6'7". I have embraced 6'7". I'm sorry again. See, okay, at least this one was worthwhile. This one was worthwhile. Yeah, the room code doesn't have 6'7" in it. I know! Well, why is that my problem? Oh, I've just been an old soul. Elderly. Bro was born elderly. See, I think maybe I'm the opposite. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm not the opposite. Was I old as a child, or am I young now? Because I don't know. I think I was. It's not like I was a perfect child, but I think I was very good at being a child. You know, I was very good at it. And then suddenly there comes a day where you're actually told that that's not what you're supposed to be doing. But I don't know. Was I old as a kid? I don't think I was that old as a kid. I guess I was just well-behaved. But, like, I don't know. I guess when you're well-behaved, people, like, mistake that for maturity. Because, like... Yeah. I was, like, fine at most things. But, like, I guess if you only talk when you're supposed to, then people are like, wow. Wow. Eggy has always been very grandma-coded. I'm trying to figure out, like, at what point I became grandma-coded, though. Because I feel like throughout high school, I was not grandma-coded until, like... Oh, when did I start being grandma-coded? Because, like, I started knitting in high school, but I was also really into K-pop, which is, like, decidedly not grandma-coded at all. And... what was I into? Yeah, like, I feel like my interests in high school... I don't know, is musical theater grandma-coded? I guess I liked theater. I liked theater. I guess that's sort of grandma-coded. And I sang in choir. I guess that's also kind of grandma. We're getting opinion number 3. I don't know. I'm trying to think of, like, okay, what's something I strongly believe? What's something I strongly believe? I'm trying to think of something that, like, it can be frivolous. I'm trying to see if I have a strong opinion about something frivolous. Oh, low-waist pants are worse than high-waist pants. High-waist pants good, low-waist pants bad. I think that's a fairly strong opinion. Because, like, I don't know, it's not that, like, low-waist pants always look bad. Like, they can look good in some situations on some people. I think the problem is just that, like, the amount of people who look good in low-waist pants is, like, remarkably lower than the number of people who look good in high-waist pants, you know? I don't think that's a controversial opinion, but I feel like that's a strong opinion I have. Like, I don't know, there's just very limited... Oh, okay, that was a long pause. I got scared there. Just very limited amount of use for low-waist pants. Low-waist shoes never look good and made for worse chafing. Yeah, well, the thing is for me is just, like... I've made this complaint before. Like, we're doing EGGY reruns here, but... I feel like it's, like... It looks good on, like, one kind of person, and that's it. You know? If you're not tall, and if you're not, like, incredibly skinny... Like... And you have to be both tall and skinny, I feel. Otherwise, it just kind of looks... It looks off. Something, like... Because, like, I am somebody with short legs. I'm not very tall, right? So, like, I can't wear it. Even if I, like, lost 1 bajillion pounds. Even if I was much skinnier. I feel like I still... Like, it still wouldn't look especially good on me because it would just make my legs look kind of short, right? Whereas, like, I feel like high-waisted pants can kind of look good on everybody. Especially since, like, high-waisted pants, because you have more fabric covering you, there's just, like, more ways, I guess, it can be tailored to look good on different people, right? Yeah. Yeah, public transport... Our roads have a lot of holes because the 90s were a bad time. The public transport is surprisingly smooth. Well, the roads have more holes than the moon. It's not about what you're into, it's about what your mindset is. I guess, yeah. To summarize, 1, there should be a train station at Kingston. 2, teenagers are often annoying. 3, high-waisted pants are better, but not always. Man, I can't even have... I'm stuck in the nuance zone. I put on the nuance hat, and now I'm, like, incapable of taking it off. The nuance hat is stuck on my head. don't know. I guess I like I like nuance, I'm not gonna lie. The nuance hat is pretty comfortable to wear. Two started as teens are okay. Yeah, I think you're yeah, hold on a second. You're twisting my words here. You're twisting my words here. Teenagers can be annoying, but are often not, and also, I don't know, maybe I think this is like another strong opinion. I think there are actually worse things in this world than being annoying or cringe. Like, I actually think that, like, being annoying and or cringe, as long as it's not in a way that's like a safety hazard or something, like, it's actually fine. There are worse things to be in this world. Ooh, look at all that Dora. Look at all that Dora. Oh, big number, big number, big number, big number. Big number, big number. Yeah, like being a VTuber. I don't know. I guess everybody's cringe threshold is different. There are some people who think that, like, being a VTuber is, like, unforgivably cringe. Which I don't understand. Like, I guess you can be unforgivably cringe while being a VTuber, but, like, that's usually because of the other things that you're doing, not because of the VTuber, right? There's nothing more cringe than being a VTuber. What about watching a VTuber? See, the rage makes you win. I wasn't really mad though. If anything, what's making me win is the fact that I feel awake today. Haha, you're a funny egg. Hello, Monteresta. Good evening. Being rage baited? I don't know. I'm pretty calm, actually, I think. The few people I've seen outside of VTubing thinking it's cringe didn't know what the word cringe and were confused with the concept of showing off your life for hours at a time in real time, not the anime part. Oh, like people who are confused about, like, not like when you're like, oh, it's like a virtual YouTuber, and they're like confused with the YouTuber part and not about the virtual part. Cause, like, I don't know, I guess streaming in general. Yeah, I guess that is, I don't know, maybe that's like an old person versus, I was gonna say new person. I meant young person. I mean, I guess you're young, you're new at being a person. I feel like maybe that's an old person versus young person thing. Because, like, I also have struggled to explain the appeal of streaming to my parents. I don't know, I feel like the best way I've been able to, like, explain it is, like, because, like, I've seen people when, I feel like, at least when I was younger, like, when, like, Let's Plays and then I guess, like, video game live streaming became, like, a big thing, I feel like a lot of people focused a little too hard on the video game part and not enough on the, like, everything else part. Because, I don't know, I always thought of it more like a sportscaster. Like, if you had somebody who was, like, a really good sportscaster and just, like, makes the game really exciting, or, like, really interesting to watch, and you, like, watch them more than you're watching the game, I guess. Because, yeah, like, to me, it's like, because I remember as, like, when I was younger, it was like, oh, okay, why would you watch someone else play the video game? Just play the video game, like, but it's like, no, that's not the point. It's not the point. I was watching the folks that my mom burst in while I was watching Margot draw a woman with no pants, and she called Margot a creature. Just completely ignoring the no pants part. Can you put on your sportscaster voice and commentate the Mahjong much? I need to actually listen to Mahjong commentary because I don't actually know. I don't watch sports, so I feel like if I try to like impersonate a sports commentator, it's gonna be for someone like baseball or like something that's a little more high energy. Justin.tv shut down back in the day in part because there was so little audience and such a high cost for general interest streaming. Once the tech and culture caught up, boom. Boom. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. I guess it is like an old person versus a young person thing. I'm sure in like 5 to 10 years, there's going to be like some other thing that's going to come along that I'm not going to understand. But I don't know. Like I said, I want to... It's not like I'm like, oh, I don't want to become old. It's more like I don't want to become the kind of old person who thinks that good things stop happening just because you're old, you know? Like, I don't want to become the kind of person where it's like, all the good music was made before I turned 21, and then everything after that sucked. Like, I don't want to become that kind of person, you know? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yippee! Okay, well, I mean, that wasn't that many points. Yippee! Powerful Eggy. The other thing will come along in 6-7 years. 6-7. In my opinion, that's kids with iPads for me today. If nothing else, music has gotten exponentially more explicit in its lyrics in recent years, especially rap and pop. I mean, yeah, I guess maybe... I don't know, though, because I'm like... I think about things that were popular as a kid... Because, like, I don't know, every time I think like that, too. Sometimes I find myself thinking like that. But then I think about, like, stuff that came out when I was a kid, and I'm like, no, I think there was, like, a lot of explicit stuff back then. I just either wasn't allowed to listen to it, or, like, I just didn't catch the innuendos at the time. You know? Like, again, maybe I'm not elderly enough, but, like, I did grow up in, like, early 2000s. Which I feel was also a time for, like, explicitness in music and other such media. Yeah, there's a lot of horny music in the 80s. Yeah. Like, a lot of stuff is, like, it's also just, like, yeah, a lot of stuff where it's like, okay, yeah, it turns out this was actually horny the whole time. I just was, like, you know, 5 years old and didn't know what innuendo was yet. So I didn't catch what it was trying to say until I was much older. Yeah. Some water. Ah. I win. We're off to a good start. We're off to a very good start. The best start. Demon Lobby Eggy was not my bingo today. I have stolen all of your points. You know what? I feel proud. Okay, I know this might be a weird thing to feel proud about, but it feels cool that I won without having to put anybody in the negative. Like, I took points from some people more than others, but I feel like I have 53k points. Or not 53k. I have like... No, that's 53k. I have 53k points, and nobody's in the negative. Some of you, like, one of you was close. Sorry, Shy Tudu. But, like, nobody's in the negative. Redistribution of wealth, but no debt. Exactly. Well, it's like I stole from everybody evenly, you know? I took from everyone evenly. Yeah. You're the tax collector. Pay your taxes. Taxes. It's not even tax season. That was like a few months ago. That's alright, it's not ranked. Yeah, exactly. It literally doesn't matter. Pay your taxes? Thank you! Taxter... Taxter crook. Wait a second. Taxter crook. Is he stealing it? Is he stealing our taxes? Taxter crook. And thank you, Remy, for paying your taxes. And thank you, Pembu, for paying your taxes. Thank you, Psyched, for paying your taxes. Taxes. Thank you for keeping the economy in check. Oh, thank you, a light snack. Welcome. And thank you for paying your taxes. I'm too poor to pay taxes. I only have 300k. See, again, I can't even make tax brackets for you guys. Like, I can't even be like, oh yeah, if you have more than like 100k points, you gotta pay this much in taxes. I am on the record requesting a higher cost tax redeem. What, like one that's like, I don't know, like 10,000 points? 10,000 points for the higher tax bracket? A high tax bracket. We are taxing the eggplant 1%. You know what? Okay, actually something I was thinking about recently. Hold on. I was rewatching Monogatari recently, and I think I need to do a quick survey here. I'm gonna do a quick survey. I mean, only answer this if you've watched Monogatari, but... I just need to do a quick poll. I was rewatching, I was rewatching it from the beginning. So I got like, I don't know, 3 or 4 episodes back in. Because I watched like the whole thing up to Owari, but I know there's more now. But like, I feel like it's been so long since I watched it that I'm like, I forgot everything that happened, most of it. So I'm like, yeah, I'm running a survey here. You're asking tough questions. But yeah, no, because like I remember liking it back in the day. But yeah, it'd been a while since I watched it though. Okay. We only got 2 votes. Which probably means I might have, 3 votes. I might have overestimated how many people here have watched Monogatari. But I was looking at Hanekawa, and I'm like, I was like, and then I was like, yeah. One of my friends wants to cosplay Shinobu. Pull rigged? I don't know, by who? Did you even vote? You can't say the election was rigged if you didn't vote. Where was the poll? Wait, did it not show up for you guys? Oh no, it must have been hidden behind the pinned. Oh no, I forgot it does that. Where's the poll? It was here. It was made. It ended like a minute ago. Conversely, we can say it was rigged if we voted. Yeah, but everybody voted for the same thing, so... at that point, you're just admitting to rigging it. What is the point you're trying to make? My prediction was that eggplants are people who preferred Hanekawa over Senjogahara. But apparently I'm wrong. I need... My entire hypothesis is wrong, and I need to go back to the drawing board with that. Which Hanekawa, though? Nadeko Snake, and then was it Nadeko, what was the second Nadeko arc? Nadeko arcs Monogatari. What are they called? Nadeko Snake. Ah, Nadeko Medusa. Okay, yeah, Nadeko Medusa. Because the problem is that Nadeko Snake is... Okay, Nadeko Medusa is probably my favorite one out of every individual arc. Nadeko Snake is probably my least favorite. I don't remember a single thing that happens in Nadeko Snake, I'm not gonna lie. Nadeko Snake actually is the thing that filtered me the first time around, because I'm just like... I just don't care about anything that's happening right now. Yeah. Watch Neko Monogatari Kuranchi. Yeah, I remember. I did watch Neko Monogatari. Actually, okay, here's the thing. I think I realized my problem with Monogatari. I'll have to see if I still think the same thing with this when I watch it this time around. But I remember one of my things I remember from like when I first watched it was, I think my problem is just that like I find Araragi to be less interesting than any other point of view character, because I was thinking about like a lot of my favorite arcs, and like a solid chunk of them are ones where he is not the narrator, he is not the point of view character. Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember many things about Monogatari. I mostly memory hold Nadeshiko. Yeah, because I'm like... Personally more of an Ogi guy. Good idea, actually. I cosplayed Ogi. I can't cosplay Ogi anymore. Or I could, but like I'd have to buy a new cosplay. Because like even back then, the cosplay was fitting, like it barely fit around my arms. Which is weird. I don't know, it's like one of those things, because you know how her sleeves are like very like they're like narrow and then they go super wide and long, right? But for some reason, like the cosplay I had bought, I think it was like 2018 or 2019, the cosplay I had bought was like really, 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 like for some reason the arms were like really skinny, even though the sleeves got wide towards the ends. So yeah, it was very weird. It's like buying an oversized cosplay that I can barely fit into. But yeah, no, I definitely remember, like, I cosplayed, and then I was like, wow, this was kind of cool. I should do this again. Maybe next year. I'll try it again. And maybe I should get some, I'll like, get better at makeup. Because I wasn't really satisfied with the makeup I did for it. And then COVID happened, and then it just never happened, and then I gained too much weight to ever fit into that cosplay again. Which I was barely fitting into at the time, so... Yeah. Hey, you want to make a book club? Not that you can watch that in the gym anyway. Yeah, I was watching it while knitting, because I was like knitting something that was like, you know, kind of mindless, just like knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl. Yeah. But yeah, it's like one of those things where I'm like, I don't know if I want to do it as like a group watch along. But yeah, because like there was a lot of things I'd just kind of like forgotten. Or things that like, I guess I'm like, okay, I have more life experience now. Perhaps I will understand it better this time. But yeah. Could I watch new anime? Probably. Group watch along, but you're constantly shaking your head whenever Hachikuchi's on screen to show your disapproval. Yeah, watching Monogatari, but like shaking my head whenever Shinobu shows up. Not Kiss Shot, just Shinobu. The more life experience you have, the less you like Araragi. That's true, because I guess like the first time I watched it, I guess I was much closer in age to him. So there's probably just things that like don't hit the same. I don't know, maybe I need to be rewatching more stuff that I watched, like... I don't know. Was it 10 years ago? What was I watching 10 years ago? Madoka Maguka. I've rewatched that since then. What was I watching 10 years ago? Flip Flappers! Flip Flappers! I liked Flip Flappers at the time. I'd have to check. I'd probably still like Flip Flappers. Flip Flappers! Yeah! French phrase? Dans l'année 2016, je regardais Flip Flappers! Thank you for your redeem, Romeo. I really hope I still like Flip Flappers. Yeah, because, like, I don't know, there's some anime I know if I went back and rewatched, I would not like. Or I wouldn't like as much as I did at the time. What was the one I was watching? There was a seasonal one. Oh, Magical Girl Raising Project, I think. I watched it at the time because I liked Madoka, and I'm like, oh, this is, like, vaguely like Madoka. I don't know. I feel like maybe it's just because, like, it was my first of the, like, quote-unquote Madoka clones that I watched. So, I guess to me, it's like, this is a fresh and new thing, but, like, after you've been here for a few years, you're like, okay, yeah, it's another dark magical girl show. We got it. We got, like, a giant bucket of them here. Was that the really edgy one? No, I don't think, no. I think you're thinking of Magical Girl Sight, which I did not watch, but I was aware of. No, Magical Girl Raising Project, I don't know, it had some interesting things. I think the main problem with it is that it would do this thing where, like, every time you saw the backstory of any character, you knew that they were going to die that episode. Like, it was fine the first time, but then, like, after, like, 2 or 3 times, you're like, okay, I'm just never going to get invested in anyone's backstory. I'm never gonna get invested in anyone's backstory. I don't know. I did like with Magical Girl Raising Project. This is sort of spoilers. I don't know. It's spoilers for a 10-year-old show that was kind of mid even at the time. But I remember one thing I liked about it was the fact that, like, when they're magical girls, they all kind of look to be about the same age, right? They're, you know, like, generic teenager, young adult kind of age. But, like, in real life, they're all, like, different ages, right? Like, there are children, most of them are, like, you know, teenagers and preteens, but, like, most, you know, you got adults, you got, like, people in their 20s, I think there's one lady who's, like, 40 or something. And yeah, this kind of, like, actually, like, informs the decisions the characters make. Like, there's one character who makes a lot of, like, very weird, very, like, nonsensical decisions, and then you find out later that she's like 8 years old, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. Do you have Mal? Yes, but I have not updated it in like 9 billion years. I can maybe find it. Yeah, it is not up to date. So if there's any other show you want to ask about that's come out within like the past like 2 years, it might not be on there. Oh, I should add the Needy Girl Overdose anime. I should add that. What do you mean the Needy Girl Overdose only has a 6.94 score on Mal? I'm gonna give it a 10 just to correct this. What do you mean? Sorry, my anime list .net exists to rage bait me about scores. I get rage baited about it. Let's see, I'll send anime list. Here we go. Can I add you in Mal? Maybe? I forgot that was a thing you could do. Here we go. Here's the anime list. Minoru asked yesterday if I read Rent a Girlfriend. I don't know. I seem to have dodged most of the, like, big romance harem type ones. Oh, hello, Taishi. Yeah, I seem to have dodged most of those. Like, I'd never watched Rent a Girlfriend. I never watched, what are the other ones at the time? I guess I watched Monogatari, which I guess sort of counts. CSS, yeah. I don't know. I found like a long time ago, somebody had made like this list of like themes of like, here's like a theme for like animes, and I found one for Utena, and yeah. So this, I didn't make this myself, but it was like copy pasted from somewhere else. But it also means that I get to have Utena list, which is cool. I had cereal for breakfast. What did I do this time? What messages did I miss? No, it doesn't. Wait. What are you referring to? Half the stuff in watching I haven't touched in ages. It's watching. It's in watching because I forgot to put it in on hold. Yeah, like I feel like I haven't really. I guess I can hold on. Let me go through watching so I can like move some of this stuff around because I'm like, am I watching anything? Eiso Nedai. I'm gonna edit that and put that into on hold. I'll get back to it one day in 9,000 years, maybe in my retirement, in my old age. Birdie Wing. I'm probably not gonna come back to this one. That's fine. I think I'm more okay with dropping stuff. I feel like I used to put a lot more things on hold, because I was like, I need to give everything a chance, but I think it's actually okay to drop things. Bishonen Tantai. What was this one? Was this the Nisio? Yes. Okay, I'll put this one on hold. Cardcaptor Sakura, that's going on hold. Fruits Basket second season. I don't know. I think Fruits Basket I need to... that's like another one I think I just need to start from the beginning. I'm gonna put it on hold. Because like I watched it like a solid chunk of the way through and then I stopped for so long that I forgot. Futeriwa Precure, that will go on hold. JoJo Golden Wind, I think it's actually okay to... Well, you know what? I think it's actually okay to drop JoJo Part 5. It's not top of the priority list, I think. Jujutsu Kaisen, it's morally okay to drop Jujutsu Kaisen. Kageki Shoujo. Despite, I don't know. I stopped watching. I don't remember why I stopped watching this one. It's like a very eggy core show. I don't know. I forgot. What was this? Kido Senshi Gundam. Oh, this is a Witch from Mercury. That'll go on hold. Kimagure Orange Road. That will go on hold. My on hold list is about to become like 1 billion years long. Hamifura Season 2. You know what? I think I only watched one episode of it. I can drop it. I can drop it, that's fine. Nothing bad will happen to me. Princess Connect Redive. I could have sworn I finished this one. You know what? I'm pretty sure I finished this one. I just forgot to log it as finished. 13. Set is completed. There we go. Evangelion. That will go on hold. Steel Ball Run. That's staying on there because there's only one episode, and I plan to watch the other ones. Trigun Stargaze. You know what? I think I can... I wanted to like Stargaze. It just was less good than Stampede. I'm dropping Stargaze. I'm sorry. I feel bad about it, but it was just kind of less good. All right, I've spent 31.54 days of my life watching anime. Probably a bit more because I think there's stuff that I haven't logged. You haven't watched all of Evangelion? I don't know. I think I need to be in a very specific state of mind to watch Evangelion, and I'm just very rarely in that state of mind, you know? Yeah. Your profile's private, I think. I can't search it. Oh, wait, can you guys not see it? Oh, okay, yeah, I might have set it to private, I think. But yeah. I watched a rebuild out of spite and it's the most boring anime I've ever watched. Oh, for the, yeah, Evangelion movies. Yeah, because I'm like, again, I feel like I need to be in a specific state of mind. I'll be in that state of mind one day, but I don't think that today is that day. Egg, can I rejoin? You know what? Yeah, we've been yapping long enough. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, what else do I like? Because yeah, I liked Trigon Stampede a lot. Like, Stampede was really good, and then I feel like there was like a change in direction for Stargaze, and it was just like, again, I don't like saying like thing good or thing bad, but I think it was like thing noticeably worse than first part, you know? Profile set to private. She hates us. No, I think it was because for a while I think it was like slightly doxable information. I don't think it is anymore. I think I took some stuff out. The eggy notes on Space Dandy are incredible. I wrote these in like 2018. What did I say about Space Dandy? Oh god. Okay, that wasn't completed, right? I completed Space Dandy. Oh, okay. Okay, I remember what I was saying about Space Dandy. Okay. I think I remember, the one thing I remember about Space Dandy, I think, before I watched the show, I remember, like, talking to friends at school. And they were talking, I think they were talking about Space Dandy. And I think once I asked them, I was like, what is Space Dandy even about? And then, like, they were waiting their entire lives to be asked that specific question. They were asking, like, it was like, they were just waiting to pull out the line. Season 1 is apparently about butts. Season 2 apparently is about boobies. Yeah, okay, I remember now. I'm glad. I don't know. I always thought all my notes, because I used to like to leave notes on stuff. And then after, I think I went back and deleted some of them later because I was like, oh, that's kind of cringe. I'm glad you guys are enjoying them. I'm glad whichever ones I left up are worth reading. Because, yeah, I don't know. I get very easily rage baited by Mal scores, despite the fact I know that they don't matter at all. Like, they are just a reflection of the tastes of the average demographic of the average Mal user, but I get rage baited anyway. Cringe on your own notes. I don't know. I wrote these, like... It was a different era when I wrote these, okay? Darling in the Franxx was popular when I wrote these notes. In fact, not only was Darling in the Franxx popular, but at the time it was generally well-liked. That's how old these notes are, you know? What are you talking about? I mean, most of these notes were written specifically in, like, May of 2018 before the last, like, 3 or 4 episodes of Darling in the Franxx dropped. Is what I'm saying. Yeah, I do recall it being pretty well liked until the second half of the show. Yeah, I seem to remember. Here's the thing. I think I dropped it right around the part where people stopped liking it. So in my mind, I'm like, wow, that was a pretty good 20-episode anime. Could have been longer. Shame it wasn't longer. Ah, but people disliked Franxx earlier? No, but the difference is I remember seeing like 1 bajillion 02s walking around conventions in 2018, and I remember seeing very few 02s walking around in 2019, is the thing. Disliked by the right people. Strong opinion haver in the chat. Actually came out with liking friends. Ah, contrarian. It's like, what did I have? So I'm trying to pull up to try to remember what I actually wrote notes on. I still like my note. You know what? I like my note because I gave Persona 4 the animation a 10 out of 10, and I just wrote, I had a very fun time. You know what? I stand by that. Okay, I'm looking through these because I stopped giving stuff scores a few years ago. But I'm like trying to see how many of the scores I stand behind. You know what? I still stand behind Persona 4 the animation 10 out of 10. I had a very fun time. Why did I write uwu on the Bunny Girl Senpai first season? Oh, right, because of the opening. The kimi no se, kimi no se, kimi no se de watashi uwu. Okay, yeah, I remember. Okay. It's coming back to me. It's coming back to me. Shabararu. Okay. I seem to have more notes on the, like, on hold stuff. Okay, yeah. I think I had more notes. I used to have more notes, but I deleted a bunch of them. Yeah. Persona 4 animation's great. Your futile existence has no meaning. I don't know. I think Persona 4 the animation is actually kind of the perfect thing for what it needs to be. Because I feel like when you have like something that's based on a game, right? You either have an anime that's so bad that you just look at it, you're like, I don't even want to play the game. Should I even bother playing the game? But if you make the anime too good, then people feel like they don't need to play the game, right? So I don't know. Persona 4 the animation is absolutely perfect for what it needs to be because it's like, it's just good enough to make you want to play the game, but it's not so good that it makes you feel like you don't need to play the game, right? Yeah, it adds to the experience, yeah. What if you already played the game? Well, I mean, the anime came out after the game, so I'm assuming most of the people who watched it probably had already played it. And it's also weird because I feel like they've never been able to, like, make another Persona anime this good again. Because I remember even, like, the adaptation for Golden, I remember people not liking. And I don't think I know many people who liked the Persona 5 anime. Like, somehow they just never been able to figure it out again. Wait, there's 2 Persona 4 animes? Yep. They made Persona 4 the animation, and then there's Persona 4 Golden, the animation. They made a separate one for Golden. I don't know if Golden, I think the Golden one was only like 13 episodes. I didn't watch it. I think it only covers events that weren't in the original Persona 4, the animation, though. What is the difference? The character who's in Golden but isn't in the base game is there. We're getting another 10 years of Persona 4 discourse. The gold anime is more something you watch after the main anime / game. Yeah. Just like a bonus thing, I guess. Well, like, I don't know. I think, like, stuff that... I think it's actually okay for anime to be made with the assumption that you've played the game or you've played the source material. But, like, it doesn't have to be. I don't know, I think about too where I'm like, the Tales of Symphonia anime. The thing with the Tales of Symphonia anime is that it's both really, really good, and also you're not going to understand a single thing happening unless you've played the game. Like, they skip over, like, large parts of the story, and they, like, don't explain things, but also they also, like, reveal a bunch of plot points out of order, so, like, and also, like, I don't know, there's like things in the show that aren't in the game, because I guess it's just like expanding on things that happened in the game. But also it looks really good. It's really well made. It just like will not make sense unless you've played the game. Yeah. Still not done Persona 4 Golden. Golden. Well, I mean, I don't know. Are they putting the stuff from Golden into like the new remake? Or is it just more of a remake of the base game? Maria's there and is upset, so yes, they do. Okay, so they are folding that into, I guess, trying to do more of like a definitive edition. Mm-hmm. And will they give us Persona 2 the animation? Oldest man on Earth still remembers Persona 2. Anime. I said earlier I was gonna leave for groceries, but I failed to do so because I was editing a video and I was only 30 minutes before it closes. Might be too late. I don't know. How fast can you get there, and how decisive can you be with your choices of food? Or how willing are you to be the, like, annoying customer who shows up at, like, 1 minute to closing? I don't know. I feel like I refuse to go into a store within, like, the last 15 minutes of business unless I know that I can, like, get everything handled within that time, because I've definitely, like, I've worked retail and I have, like, seen the people who come in at like 8:59 when we close at 9 kind of thing. Like, I've been on the other end of that interaction and I did not enjoy it, so I had to, like, okay, I have to make sure I'm never that person. Like, if you guys close at 9, I am not entering your establishment after 8:45. It's fine. Yeah. 10 to 15 minutes, that's mostly pick up and go. That's cutting it close. We gotta go now. It's 9:30. Now. Buy groceries now. Yeah, since Persona 4 doesn't have like 2 different versions that do a lot of things different, I don't see why they'd exclude the golden content. P3 had the male protagonist name and the female protagonist game that changed things. Oh, right, yeah, because it was like P3 Fest. Yeah. You know what? Worst case, it's a nice bike ride. Might as well make an attempt. I mean, it's not too cold out today, I don't think, right? I need to check the weather for offkai. You check the weather. Here I come, San Francisco. Here comes San Francisco. I need to know the weather in San Francisco. Actually, it's San Jose, but I can't imagine the weather's that... I mean, they're not that far apart. I can't imagine the weather's that different, right? Oh, I screwed up. Whoops. Okay. Oops. I'm sure they will let you date Yosuke this time. Maybe this time. Wasn't there like a thing where they're like, oh yeah, there were like things in the original game that like would not like conform to like modern preferences, and people are like, wait, are they making him less homophobic? Like, I don't know. I remember people joking about that. Like, they're like, wait, no. Wait, no, go back. Ah! Well, I'm still second place. That's not so bad. That's not so bad. Alright. Zully, you win this time. You win this time. It's revenge for last time. Thank you, Taishi and Ampersandy, for playing. The countryside, they have to become more homophobic. Well, it's the kind of the point, right? It's like, oh yeah, this is like a small town in the middle of nowhere where, you know, there's a tendency to be ostracized for being different. I feel like that's like an important ingredient in the recipe there, you know? Thanks for the game. Thank you for playing. Yeah, except Yosuke's whole point's from the city. Yeah, that's true. I guess he would be a little more open-minded, wouldn't he? So he's just casually homophobic. You see, he's doing it as a joke. He's doing it ironically. He just doesn't realize that everybody else isn't. Yeah. I don't know, because, like, I wonder what Persona 6 is going to be settings-wise, right? Because, like, I know the first two games were kind of, like... Were they in Tokyo? I haven't played the first two games. But, like, Persona 3 is, like... It's Kobe. Like, it's like a port city. It's, like, it's by the water. It's, like, a mid-sized city, right? And then Persona 4 is, like, middle of nowhere, tiny town. And then Persona 5 is, like... big Tokyo, big city, metropolis, right? I'm like, I wonder what Persona 6 is going to be. Like, I wonder, like, where's there left to go? Because I remember thinking, I was like, okay, maybe, like, are we going even, like, a small mountain village? Because, like, the only thing we have is a graveyard, but, like, the whole game can't take place in a graveyard. Like, I know I've seen some people suggest maybe it's, like, an even more rural setting. Because, like, Inaba is, like, a small town, right? But, like, it's not, like, teeny tiny. It's not, like, this, like, nothing. So it's, like, somehow, like, an even more rural setting than Inaba. Being, like, the mountains or something. Because, like, I don't know. I was personally thinking, like, oh, yeah, maybe something like kind of a Okinawa or, like, something, like, beachside. But then, I don't know. I've told that to people, and they were all like, Persona 3 already exists. And I'm like, yeah, but that's different water. That's different water. Hello, good evening, Cherry Danish. Welcome. They will set it in New York. Persona America. Yeah, like a town with some, like, fatal frame, like, rituals. Yeah, like, maybe, well, yeah, I guess. Because the thing is that, like, you still need to be able, I feel like having, like, a varied and vibrant social life is still, like, an important part of Persona. So, like, I guess that's why you can't really, that's why I'm like, okay, if they set it in, like, middle of nowhere, like, nothing, I'm like, I wonder where they're, like, how do you integrate, because, like, if isolation is, like, a part of the setting, then it's like, how do you square that with, like, your social links? Your social links! But yeah, like, I don't know, there's graveyards everywhere in the country. Yeah, maybe Okinawa is a good point. Yeah, well, I was thinking either, like, Okinawa, like, somewhere that's, like, further, like, far south, like Okinawa, beaches, all that, or somewhere far north, like Hokkaido or something. But I feel like if they were doing Hokkaido, they probably just would have put snow in the trailer, which they didn't, so... Yeah, like, I was thinking, like, okay, like, what are some places in Japan? What are some areas with, like, very distinct, like, weather, or, like, very distinct climates? And those were the two that I could think of, and I'm like, okay. Like, very far north or very far south. Yeah. P3 was Thantos related, so the cemetery imagery might link back to the Personaverse. Yeah, that's true, that's true. It might not be the literal setting. You're right about that. But I don't know, it feels like more to go on. Because wasn't the Persona 5 trailer just originally just like a bunch of chairs? For a while, and that's all they had to go on? Like there wasn't even a logo yet? I've not been able to catch you in a while. You're headed to Offkai as well? I am! I'm excited. I am looking forward to it. I think this is probably the furthest away I've gone for a convention. Like, it's my first time going to California. Said in Yamanashi, they ride motorbikes, camp, make food. Are there enough people around, though, to have social links? Social links, social links, social links, social links. It's my first con. Oh, really? I guess it's, I don't know. I haven't been to Offkai, but I've heard good things. I've only heard good things. I don't know, I think it's funny too, because like, I think I was talking to Bodega about this, because I think Bodega, because like, I guess in the US, a lot of conventions are much bigger and the vibes are very different, right? So like, I definitely remember when I went to Andy Revo in Vancouver, I was with Bodega, and I remember Bodega was like, because like, to me, Annie Revo was like, a normal size convention. I don't know what the attendance is, but to me, it's like a normal size convention. Like, not too big, not too small, but just like, normal size. But then I remember talking to Bodega, and she's like, what a quaint little local convention. And I'm like, wait, really? But it's like, yeah, she's accustomed to like big, giant, like, like, what is it? Like Anime New York and like, Anime Expo, like that kind of like huge scale event, right? Like, yeah. Small con moment versus big con moment. Well, it's more just like, I think in Canada, the scale of conventions is smaller. Because like Anime North, I think, is our biggest anime convention, and that's still not doing that. Like, Anime North's numbers are still smaller than some like mid-size, or at least what the US considers mid-size. And I know some of that is just like, there are more people who live in the United States than live in Canada, but yeah. I thought I didn't want a massive con, so I'm hoping this fits right. Well, I think also Offkai will be a little different because it's like VTuber specific, right? Because like, I know most anime conventions nowadays have like some kind of VTuber programming. In fact, pretty much all of them do, unless the con organizers are just like incredibly out of touch or incredibly stubborn, I guess. So yeah, I think, yeah, like Offkai, I'm looking forward to what the vibe will be because it's like all VTubing, right? So I think it's gonna be a different vibe than anime conventions, or even something like MagFest, which is like, MagFest feels like a different beast in itself too. But yeah, Bodega told me like Offkai is like, it is a medium small con by Bodega standards, so I'm sure it'll be just fine. I think size-wise, it'll be just fine. Yeah, 25K apparently in 2019. Oh, for Anime North? Yeah. I think 30K was like a more recent number, which sounds about right. But again, that's still smaller than like a lot of American conventions. Even ones that aren't considered like, they're not like Anime Expo numbers. Oh, wait, for Annie Revo. Okay. But yeah, I'm like, Annie Revo. I'm like, yeah, that's a reasonable size con. But yeah, I guess it's different when you're going for like VTuber specific things, as opposed to like an anime convention that happens to have VTubers. Because like, I don't know, I guess with VTubers, it's like, if you're running a convention, like, you'd have to be foolish. You'd have to be quite foolish to not try to involve VTubers in your convention, right? Because, like, in an anime convention, you're, like, if you're getting VTubers as a guest, it's like, okay, all you need is, like, a projector and, like, good enough internet, which I realize a lot of venues don't have good enough internet, but, like, for the most part, if you want to have, like, even, like, a VTuber, like, meet and greet or, like, a panel, it's like, okay, it doesn't cost as much because you don't have to fly the VTuber out. usually, depending on what you're doing. You usually don't have to fly the VTuber out. So it doesn't cost as much because you're not, like, paying for their travel costs. And, like, people show up for VTubers, I think is the thing, right? Good evening, Faye. When are we going to Dokomi? Isn't that in Europe? It's in Europe. It's even further away. Yeah, sometimes it's a matter of logistics. Exactly for that reason. Yeah, yeah. Like, because, yeah, I've been to enough VTuber events at conventions that did not have the necessary internet to support it. And it's not a fun time. But, again, still probably easier to arrange than paying for travel and hotel expenses. If you go to Dokomi, I will make sure to go. I don't know if I could go to Dokomi in person, but I know that there are options for me if I wanted to do, like, a virtual meet and greet. I know that for sure. If I wanted to go to Dokomi, I'm sure I have somebody who could probably hook me up with at least one booth that is running meet and greets. I lived through Homestuck Trolls, Ruby, and even Genshin. I'll be damned if I let a VTuber into my anime con. I don't know. I think one thing I think I've seen as well, because, like, the thing with VTubers is many VTubers come in groups, right? Like, especially if you're getting, like corpo VTubers, right? So, like, if you're inviting, like, let's say, like, one member of FaZe Connect, it's if you don't have to pay travel expenses, there's not really any harm in inviting, like, 5 members of FaZe Connect, right? Because if you already got one there, it's like, well, might as well get, you know, a few other ones. But yeah, I remember seeing complaints 1 year for Anime North of people being like, there were too many VTubers. And it was because, yeah, like, if you look in the program, there's like 25 VTubers. But the thing is, the reason why there's 25 VTubers is because those 25 VTubers were all parts of groups, and they invited the group, right? So it's like, okay, you got a group of 5 VTubers, and we invited the group, but the 5 VTubers are being listed individually. So it's like, I guess if you're not into VTubers, it looks like they've just brought in like 1 bajillion VTubers and like 4 voice actors. But like, no, it's because VTubers come in packs. They come in packs. You have shorter hair than me right now? Yeah, probably. I got my hair cut a few weeks ago, so it will look okay for offkai. Yeah, it's in Europe. I know a lot of people there and I want to meet them. Europe is far. And I'm gonna have like no money. I'm gonna have no money after offkai. I have to go. I don't know. It's not like I have no money. I opened a savings account. I opened a savings account. I have money in my savings account, but the whole point of the savings account is that you don't touch the money in the savings account. You will be having money by October. I mean, yeah, I guess. But it's also time off. It's also time off. Because, like, if I'm gonna go all the way to Europe, I would want to at least spend a week there. And I know my job is not giving me a week off. They're not giving me a week off. Like, I don't know. I'm optimistic if I go to MagFest. I'm pretty optimistic they would give me that time off because it's in January, and I know there's not like a single person in the department who would be taking time off in January. But yeah. Yeah, cons seem fun, but I think I only realistically go to one in like 2 to 3 years. Like 1 per 2 to 3 years. Yeah, because like usually again, for me it's more just like if you plan it out right? Because it's like, okay, I could go to like 3 nearby conventions, or I could go to like 1 faraway convention, right? Because like, I don't know, when I was in like 2019, I used to, I guess I was, 2018, 2019, I think I went to like 2 to 3 conventions every year. Because it was like, but they were all like in Canada, right? It was like Anime North, Otakuthon, and then maybe like a 3rd one somewhere. So it's like, it wasn't like I was like, you know, going out of the country. It wasn't like usually I don't think I ever really had to even take an airplane. Like, so, yeah, a lot of them were kind of like, maybe not local, but like, you know, it would be close by. No, first con would take me 2-3 years to gather money. Ah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, I'd rather travel to Eurocon than con in the US right now, to be honest. Fair enough. I don't know. For me, it's like there are very specific ones. I think at this point, I'm mostly judged by like how many of my friends are going. Because like that was most of the reason I wanted to go to offkai, because it feels like everyone I know is going to offkai. Not everyone I know, but like, you know, a lot of people I know are going to offkai. So I'm like, okay. I feel like also too a lot of people, because like when I go to MagFest, I see a lot of people, but it's all people who live on the East Coast, right? And then I feel like if I ever want to see anybody who lives on the West Coast, it's like, okay, I'm gonna have to go there myself. So more willing to go to a Canada con than a US con? Well, you've heard my thoughts. You've heard my thoughts on which Canada cons you should go to. There's something off about offkai. I don't know why there's something as ears, but I don't know. I've only heard good things. Like any of the bad things I've heard have been like incredibly minor, I think. Because like offkai, I was talking when I was at Oshi Uplink, I was talking to Kari, who she went to like the first offkai, and she says it was like really, really, really tiny. Like she said it was like one room. Like it's expanded since then. Yeah. I should go to Anime North and not see Toronto. No! If you're gonna go to Toronto, at least see Toronto. Don't go to Anime North and just see like a bunch of parking lots near the airport. At least see the city. At least see the whole city. The full thing. Or at least, I don't know. I would vouch for Otakuthon, but I also haven't been there since 2019. And I probably won't be able to go this year because I think it's like the week after offkai, and I'm like, that's just too much. But I don't know. Otakuthon in 2019, unless it's managed to go super, super, super downhill, Otakuthon is pretty good. Like, if anything, that would be, again, recommendation with a grain of salt that I haven't been in a long time, but the last time I went, it was very fun. Visiting Toronto currently, worst mistake of your life, do not go. Well, look, okay, wait for the World Cup to end, so then, like, tourism calms down a little. wait for it to end, and then come to Toronto. Wait for the weather to calm down. Wait for, okay, we're not, like, the air quality is normal again, don't worry. World Cup is over. Oh, right, Spain won, right? Spain took the Miku. Right. Yeah. Okay, World Cup is over, and our air quality is normal again. So, yeah, you can come to Toronto now. That's fine, you can come to Toronto. Oh my god, yeah, last week it was like... I remember at one point, like, I think it was like last Wednesday, I was at work, and then I got a notification that was like, poor air quality alert, and I was like, oh, okay, and then I looked out the window, and the entire world was orange. Like, it was just straight up, like, yellow filter, like, the AI generated it. It was just, it was very weird. It was very weird. And then, I don't know, it's normal again today. I think, well, it was normal again as of yesterday, I think. But today was the first day where I was like, yes, this is normal air again. Yeah, I left the airport and I was wondering why it was so smoky at the time. Yeah, well, I think it's very weird too because a few years ago, I remember there was like forest fires. I don't know if it was in Toronto or if it was somewhere else, but I remember there was like forest fires a few years ago. Like, I think this was like 2021 or something. And I remember at the time, like, going outside and like the air smelled smoky, but it was in like a barbecue kind of way. But then this time around, the air was smoky, but it was more in like a very like herbal woodsy kind of way. I don't know why I'm like rating the, like, I'm like reviewing the smell, the scent of the air pollution, but it was like, yeah, it was like, It was very, very strange. I don't know, it was interesting. It was interesting. Yeah, remember that forest fire moment too? Yeah. It was like, I don't know, maybe like different kinds of trees or like different kinds of plants emit different kinds of smoke. But yeah, it was interesting. My opposite experience of visiting Buenos Aires? Was the air cleaner there? I don't know. I wonder what the air will be like in California. Ah, air is so clean, goes back home. Ah, a bunch of garbage, I'm home. Like, will the water be softer in California? Will the air be clearer in California? Something the trash everywhere getting burnt from being littered also doesn't help the fire smoke. Thank you, Cherry Danish.
Cherry underscore Danish has planted one flowers.
Bebop. Bebop. Thank you. Alright, what time is it? It is 9:53. I need to be... I need to be done before 10:30. Because I need to begin packing. I need to prepare lunch for tomorrow. I need to... Oh, what else do I need to do? I have so many things I need to do! Oh, the laundry! The laundry! I started a load of laundry before stream. I need to move that to... Hold on. Hold on. I need to move my laundry. I need to move my laundry. Hold on. Does my sign still say washroom or does it say laundry now? Hold on. Does it say laundry? It still says laundry! Okay, hold on. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna go move the laundry because I just remembered that it was there. Ah! Hold on. Alright, alright, alright. Laundry 2 is going. Laundry 2. Laundry 2. Welcome back, thank you. Laundry 2. We got washing going, we got drying going. We are going to be so laundry. Too lawn, too dry. Very washed. Yeah, it's mostly just like, weirdly enough, most of the stuff that I need clean, like most of the stuff that I was thinking of bringing it's technically already clean. It's just like, it's stuff that I don't wear very often, right? So it's not really like dirty, it's just because it's been sitting in my closet. So it's like most of the stuff it's like I don't really need to wash. But there's a lot of stuff, like most of what I need washed right now is like socks. I'm now slightly panicking because I'm like, did I actually remember to put the socks that I needed to put there? Hold on, I need to put the laundry sign back up. I realize there's like one thing that I didn't put in the dirty. Oh wait, no, hold on. Never mind, it's clean. It's clean, it's clean. We're good. 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 I was like, I saw something lying around and I'm like, oh, I think I forgot to put something in the laundry. And then I realized it's like, the reason why that piece of clothing was lying around is because the other day I put it on and then I decided against it and decided to wear something else and then took it off. So it never got worn. We're good. We're good. We're good. Thank you, Punkation, for paying your taxes. I think because I realized because there was so much yapping going on, I think this might be the last game. This might be the last game for tonight, I think. I wanted to do 2 more, and then I went, laundry! The washing! The washing! No! I'm sorry, Jake! I'm sorry, Jake! Formal apology to that fellow Jacob. That fellow Jacob. A very unfortunate fate befell him. The feebleness strikes again. Eggplants can be feeble. I'm not the only person here who can be feeble. All of you can be feeble as well. See? Look at my discard. Look at my discards. Look how feeble those are. I like cry a lot. No! Look, I'm about to be... Look at this feeble move. A broken elbow. I'm pretty feeble for the next 4 to 6 months. Does it take that long for a broken elbow to heal? Because I always thought bones healed and it was like 8 weeks or something. But then again, maybe that was what I heard when I was a kid. Maybe it takes longer when you're older. Older, she said she called me older. Older than a child, which I'm assuming everybody in this chat presumably is. Yeah, without a Cassius. That's what the orthopedic. Wait, how do you heal a broken bone without? Wait, hold on a second. Hold on a second. I think I might need like a whole science review because how does broken elbows work? Because like I know broken elbows are real because I've known other people who have broken their elbow, but in my mind I'm like, the elbow is a joint, is it not? But then again, people break their ankles all the time. And the ankle is also a joint and not a bone. I think? Is there an elbow? An elbow bone? An elbow? Because, like, bones in the joint. The joints have bones in them? Or is it like the bone at the joint? Wait, so like if you break your elbow, is it like you broke your arm but just like at the corner? Or is it like you hit your elbow in such a way that it like broke both the bone below it? But then wouldn't they still have to give you a cast for that anyway? So technically, it is a break at the elbow of my radius bone. It broke off and wedged itself onto my elbow. So his foot's basically healed the joint. Okay. Oh, okay. I see. Ugh. Okay, yeah. But I understand now. You know how chicken bones are connected? Like chicken wings? Probably like that. I guess, yeah. Yeah. Broken and dislocated different? But, like, I don't know. I feel like I hear... Isn't, like, dislocation is more of a shoulder thing, though? Like, I know you can dislocate other joints, but, like, I feel like I only ever hear about people dislocating their shoulder. And maybe their knee. I don't think I've ever heard of anybody dislocate their ankle. Oops, caps lock, sorry for yelling. Apology accepted. Thank you for being, polite. Hips? Oh, true! True, yeah, people do dislocate their hips. I used to regularly dislocate my leg from my hips. You know what? I'm not gonna say anything. I could call you old again. I could call you old again, but I'm not going to because I'm nice and good and polite. Keep yelling! I need assistance to hear! Are all the eggplants just suffering from ailments related to old age? You guys are getting osteoporosis and hearing loss. Young Am I here to explain why you're so sure we were all Team Hanekawa? Mostly because I was looking at the design, and I guess I mostly just realized when I looked at myself with like the braids and the glasses, I was like, oh, I think I just accidentally made myself Hanekawa. But also, I'm realizing how little I actually remember about Monogatari. Like, I was realizing how little I remember. I don't have a better explanation than that. I don't know. I guess ask me again in like a couple months when I get further into the show and I'll remember. I'd rather break a bone than get sprains. Sprains are forever and can flare up whenever. Wait, really? I did not know that. I don't know. Then again, I don't think I've ever sprained anything. Probably. I don't know. When I was a kid, I used to think like when you twisted something, like I used to think that like if you twisted your ankle, it's like your foot did like a full 360 and then came back and you went ow ow ow. And then I don't know. I didn't realize that when people say they twisted their ankle, that it just meant that they like landed on their foot in a weird way that caused an injury. I assume like your foot was spinning around. I guess maybe it's like a rolling your eyes kind of situation. You know, when you like some kids will like assume like when they say like, oh, someone's rolling their eyes, it's like the eyes did like a full like, whoa, like it was doing like a full circle around there. But no, it turns out it's just sprain has to do with the elasticity of muscles and tendons, and once that's stretched too far, there's no unmilking that cow. There's any number of metaphors you could have used there. But yes, I've never broken a bone. This is well-trodden territory, I think, for Eggy Stream. I've never broken a bone. I attribute this to not playing sports as a kid, mostly. Which, like, I realize there's any number of ways to injure yourself that don't involve sports. But when I think about everybody I knew who was getting a lot of injuries as a kid, it was all kids who played a lot of sports. I have broken many bones and many sprains. I drank milk. Well, okay, but did you play sports? Did you play sports? Is the question. I played all the sports. See? There's your answer. There's your answer. I played no sports. I read a book and did not break any bones, but I will presumably have, lack of exercise-related ailments in the future, presumably. Promised the milk would help. It didn't. Sorry, I was too busy reading a book. I was reading a book. I did not do the sports. I don't know. Most of you... Okay, we're running another poll. We're running another poll. Were you sports child? Yes, no. We're doing more demographic survey work here. Well, there's no hope for me anyway, it's fine. We talked about this last week. We talk about this every week. I need new material, okay? This is why I'm going to offkai. I need new material. Do you even need to run this one? Wait, really? Wait, define sports child. Child who played sports with fairly regularity. Outside of phys ed. Outside of, like, mandatory, like, phys ed or, like, other, like, mandatory classes. New material, like breakfast cereal. You know what? I would talk about breakfast cereal, but then I realized I'm like, oh no, I'm just gonna become grocery streamer again. No! Because I was gonna talk about how, this week I'm gonna need to improvise for breakfast because I don't want to buy more groceries before I leave. But also I'm out of, like, a bajillion things. Like, I'm like, I don't want to go to the grocery store tomorrow, but also, like, I'm out of bread, and I'm out of yogurt, and I'm out of, like... I'm just kind of out of everything, but I don't have enough stuff to improvise with. So I'm like, oh, I might have to eat cereal this week. But no, I can't, because I'm not even sure I have enough milk left for that. Just oatmeal or rice porridge. I don't even know. The oats I have are, like, really old and probably very stale. Eat dinner foods for breakfast? Bold of you to assume I have dinner foods. Because, okay, my usual breakfast lately is, cottage cheese on toast. Which I realize I can... There's nothing stopping me from just having regular cottage cheese. And just put some other topping on it to make it more flavorful. I guess there's nothing stopping me there. And just eat it dry? It builds character. I don't know, I only have like an hour to get ready in the morning. It's not the time for character building. But yeah, see, I try to get new material, and I become grocery streamer again. See, this is why I need to go on a trip. I need to go on a trip. I need to experience other things. I'm living the same day over and over, so I'm like, I need to... Rice porridge it is, just add salt. Do I look like I have time to make rice porridge in the morning? I don't even have cooked rice. I guess I could make something with rice. Yeah, maybe I can do that tomorrow. Yeah, I could make something with rice. I think I have like canned tuna or something. I got something I can put on rice. Have you done exploring in Eggy City? Well, okay, here's the thing. Exploring in Eggy City is a thing I could do. Actually, I did do a little bit of exploring the other day. I found a curry place that was yummy. I had yummy curry. It was I don't know. I guess I can post a picture in the Discord server. It was tasty curry. It was I had cheese curry with chicken katsu, and it was very tasty and yummy. But yeah, the problem is eggy work. I guess it's one of those things where it's like, if I want to be able to do the things I want to do, then I have to sacrifice other things. So it's like, if I want to go to the gym, then I need to do that a certain number of times per week, right? And if I want to stream a certain number of times per week, then it's like, okay, that's time I have to set aside too. But the problem is like, okay, if I set aside time for streaming, then that's time that's spent not doing anything else. So basically, if everything in my life is go to work and come back home and eat and stream, then like all I have to talk about is groceries. Because that's the only thing that's happening. That's the only thing that's happening in the meantime, right? Oh, you both make the rice porridge, put in fridge, microwave, reheat in the morning. Ah, okay, yeah, no. Because, like, I don't know, I have, like, 5 minutes to actually make the breakfast. But yeah, are there walkable parts of Eggy City? Yes, very much. They're just not close to where I work. Yeah, I am. Need more things to talk about, but I don't have time to do the things to talk about. Ah. I'm trying to constrain I preload the coffee maker. I don't know, I just do instant coffee. I've been having instant coffee lately, that's mostly what I've been doing. Because, like, I don't know, I don't have the time or the foresight to actually set up a coffee maker to go off in the morning. And also, I'm only one person, and I can only reasonably drink so much coffee. So it's like, with instant coffee, it's like, okay, it takes 2 seconds, and it's exactly the amount that you want. So. I went to a wedding on Saturday, that's a thing. Wow! Yeah, I think I have a wedding in my family. It's coming up, next month, I think. I guess that's something I can talk about. That's a conversation topic. Talk about great video game Rhythm Heaven that you haven't bought yet. Ah, I don't know. I can't talk about video games because I haven't had time to play them. I can't talk about anime because I haven't had time to watch it. I can't talk about, I don't know. We're rerunning the same topics because I'm out of time. I don't have time. Oh, good evening, Scene Turkey. Hello. Welcome. Am I you're watching this season? What do I have so far? Not much. I think I did watch the other day. I watched the Witch of Mongolia one. I watched like the first episode of that one. I know there's more episodes now. I need to watch the rest of them. I think that's the only one I've started so far though. I think. Yeah, my egg is only wake, job, go home, sleep routine. That's how it feels sometimes. I know I do other things. I swear I do other things. But like, I don't know. Help, my streamer is employed. And like, I don't know. I think the other thing too is like, it's also like, I want to make things. Like, I want to make covers and stuff, but the thing is that if you want to make covers and stuff, then that's like time that could be spent streaming, not streaming. Like, part of me wants to just like at some point just take like an entire like week or two off from streaming and just like record a bajillion things. Just engage in creative endeavors for a little while. And then like, because it's like, it's a doom scrolling. I don't know if removing the doom scrolling would do anything. Let us talk about the horrors of Cyclospora, the vegetable parasite. Ah, right, yes. And I do actually have to think about it because I am going to the States. Although, I think California is less affected by it, right? As of now. At time of streaming. Yeah, it takes up time out of the day. Well, I don't know. I think another thing, too, is that, like, I still do have a commute. And my commute is, like, much more manageable than my previous commute. But it's like, yes, I am scrolling a lot, but it's also because I'm regularly in a position where there's nothing else to do. Yeah, many streamers talk about the stuff they doom scrolled over. Here's the thing I think, too, is, like, I think my scrolling has gotten so doomed that it wouldn't even be fun to talk about anymore. Like, I spend a lot of time trying to chase, like, just really not good stuff off of my, like, off of my Twitter. Yay! I don't know what I'm yaying about. I'm in last. I used up all my luck earlier this evening. But yes, good job, Mystic Var. Thank you. Good job. Congratulations. And thank you, Alto and X-Rock. Thank you for playing. That was the last game for tonight because I need to... It's 10:21 and I need to be getting a move on or I will never be packed, ever. It's time to watch Monogatari on the bus. Out of all places to watch Monogatari, is that really the best one? Time to fund Eggy a retro handheld so she can actually play games on the commute. I don't know. I think my problem with my commute is that, like, I don't want to, I don't want to play games on my commute because I have the kind of commute where it's a 1 hour commute, but it's like, you know, you have like 3 buses that you're on for like 20 minutes each kind of thing. So it's like, it's not enough time. Like, if I had, like, at the very least, the one thing I could say about my, like, terrible, awful 2 hour commute is that I was on the same bus for like 90% of it. So, like, that was a gaming commute. That was a gaming commute because I sit down and I have, like, you know, a stretch of time ahead of me. And, yeah, a handheld can be closed and opened. I guess like a DS, like a 3DS. But, like, a Switch? I don't know. The other thing, too, is I don't like being too distracted when I'm on the bus if it's a situation where I have to transfer, because the likelihood of me missing my stop because I got too invested in the game goes up by like 400%. I've brought my Switch to work before to play during lunchtime, though. I've done that. But, like, yeah, I wouldn't do it on the bus because it's like, just, the risks are too high. The risks are too high. Like, yeah, again, on 2 hour commute where, like, I would get on the bus and I wouldn't get off of it for a very long time, that was fine. But, like, yeah, for quick transfers, no, mean and bad, not good. Don't do that. Yeah. Retro handhelds are smaller than the Switch. Could play Picross on the SNES. Yeah, but it's not about the size of the thing. It's about how invested and distracted I'm gonna be. Because, like, yeah, I have a 3DS. I have a 3DS that I could bring on the bus, but also it's like, if the answer is just play a really mid video game that you're not actually gonna get completely into, then I'm like, at what point, what's the point? What's the point? Take it onto the bus so you can play a game you're not going to focus on at all. And again, with no distractions, I tend to empty my mind, reach enlightenment, and miss my stop. Yeah, that's happened to me too. Or like the alternative where you're waiting at the stop and like the bus just like goes right by you because you didn't notice it. Get more pick up and play games like Tetris. Yeah, but like, you gotta pause it. I'm not gonna do Picross. I'm not doing Picross. I don't know. Lately I've been doing, connections and Wordle and stuff in the morning. The afternoon, I guess, is more doom scrolling, but like the morning at the very least, I am doing things. I am doing things. Let's see. Crosswords on 3DS the game. Gaming. Okay, I need to raid somebody. I need to raid somebody before I become the least interesting streamer. The EGGY interesting graph is like a straight line plunging down. Let's see who's on. Let's see who's on. She's stun locked. We did it. We did it. You've tired out the egg. You've tired out the egg. Okay, let's see who's on. Is it gonna be like last week where there was like 6 different Mecha Chameleon collabs going on at once and they're all completely with different people? Let's see. Wow, I only have 1 person playing Mecha Chameleon in my following list. Amazing. Okay. Who's on? Slabman is on. Bloom is on. PK Cyber's on. Lapin's on. Oh, she's playing Twilight Princess. Ashton is on. Me is on. Almontis is on. Kelly is on. Who shall we raid on this, offkai Eve? No, I don't think it's that many Eves. I think it's just 4 Eves. Offkai Eve is Thursday night. So offkai Eve would be Wednesday. So it's offkai Eve. Who shall we raid on this fine offkai Eve? That's okay, Eggy, if you're a grandma streamer with a boring life. Ooh, I'm trying to be more interesting. How am I supposed to be interesting when I'm so employed? Enjoy offkai, watch out for the lettuce. Thanks. Skip the nice part. You're still my Kamiyoshi. But then I'm boring Kamiyoshi. Getting a snack on the way home, part 35. Yeah, okay. I need to go be interesting. For like the next week or so, I need to go be interesting. So I actually have things to talk about when I come back. Ooh, I need to go experience art and culture and socialize. Yeah. Yeah, I think we go right into Lapin. Just playing Twilight Princess. I was thinking about Twilight Princess the other day, but mostly because I had the Malo Mart theme stuck in my head. Let me just make sure I'm spelling it right. Lapon Katsu. Okay. On Katsu. There we go. And what are we gonna say? Boring life raid. I don't know. Is that mean? I don't want to make it sound like we're insulting her. I don't think it does. Boring life raid. Boring life raid. Two employed raid. Actually, that's better. Eggy. Two employed raid. Everybody copy Punk Asian. That one's better. That one's better. I'm too employed. I'm too eggployed. I'm simply too eggployed. I'm never gonna be interesting again. I'm never gonna be interesting again. I sit at the office. I sit at the office. But yes, thank you for coming and jonging with me. I will be seeing you after offkai. So there will not be any streams for the rest of the week because I will be at offkai. And you will hear from me at offkai because I will be at offkai. Thank you for being here and being nice and good. Let's go be eggployed in Lapin's chat. Thank you, bye-bye. Au revoir.